And this Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 to 9, and Matthew chapter 6, verse 1 to 6, it talks about the essence of the prayer. What is the value of the prayer? In our Christian life, prayer is important. In our Christian life, prayer is our foundations. Without prayer, our Christian life is barren. Without prayer, our Christian life does not have any value, any importance. The first question can rise, what is prayer? Prayer refers to a two-way communications. Our communications with God and also his communication to us. If I ask you or if you ask me, what is prayer? The answer can come when we'll when we'll go to church, we sit and we will meditate. That is a prayer. Or before our meal, we used to we have a family prayer. That is a prayer. Yeah, that is a prayer. But in a simple, the definition we can say, prayer is a communication. When you're talking with God, that is a prayer. When we are talking with God, that is a prayer. Prayer is a communication with God. The Bible, in our Holy Bible, in Old Testament and the New Testament, there are lots of examples of the prayer. The judges, the kings, the prophets, the evangelists, the apostles, the men and women of God, and they had good communications with God. If we see the life of Abraham, the life of Isaac, the life of Jacob, the life of Moses, the life of Hannah, the life of Gideon, the life of Samson, the life of David, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Daniel, Job, Esther, Peter, Paul, all most of the important characters, they are the burning examples. They are the very good examples of the prayer. They led their life with the prayer. Abraham's servants prayed. Rebecca watched appear. That is the result of the prayer. When Abraham's servants prayed, Rebecca watched appear. That is the result. Jacob prayed. Esau's mind was turned from 20 years of revenge. We know the story of Jacob and Esau. So Jacob cheated Esau. Esau got angry on his brother. But what Jacob did? What Jacob did? Jacob prayed and prayed and prayed. He prayed and prayed and prayed. And what happened? 20 for the 20, last 20 years, his elder brother was running after him, running after the Jacob, how he will take the revenge. Because his younger brother cheated him. But when Jacob prayed and prayed, he kneeled down, prayed and prayed and prayed. Esau's mind was turned from 20 years of revenge. His mind was changed. That is the result of the prayer. Moses prayed, Amalek was struck. Hannah prayed, Samuel was born. Isaiah and Hezekiah prayed, 185,000 Assyrians were killed within 12 hours. Elijah prayed. There was 3 years of drought. And again he prayed. Rain started. So prayer has a power. Prayer has a miracle. If you continue pray, if your life will be in the prayer, the result will come. What is prayer? What is its essence? People from different religion include prayer as a vital component and in their religious life. But a Christian prayer is unique. Christian prayer has a beauty. The great philosopher F. Foster writes that prayer is nothing more than an ongoing and growing love relationship with God. My dear friends, prayer includes the confession of sin. First John chapter 1 verse 9, it says like this: if you kneel down and pray, then you can understand, yesterday I did mistake. Yesterday or day before yesterday or 2 days before, what I behaved with my friends, what I behave with my congregation, what I behave with my neighbors, maybe it was not good. Only prayer can remind you. Prayer can remind you that it was your mistake. So, First John chapter 1 verse 9, it says, prayer includes the confession of sins. First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18, it says, prayer is thankfulness to God. Prayer is the thankfulness to God. Prayer is essential for receiving God's blessing and fulfillment of promises. James chapter 4 verse 2, it says, you do not have because you do not ask God. You do not have because you do not ask God. If we stop prayer, we will be deprived from all the blessing from Him. So we do not have. Sometimes we are complaining, we do not have this. This, our neighbor has everything, but we do not have anything. We are coming and complaining to pastors and pastor, I do not. I prayed and prayed, but that's in our house there is miracle was not going on. But the question is, we do not ask. We do not ask. That's why we did not receive. James chapter 4 verse 2, it's clearly says, you do not have because you do not ask. Prayer is the necessary to receive the deliverance and the healing from God. James chapter 5 verse 5, it says, if you pray more, the healing will come to you. If you pray more, the healing will come to you. In New Testament, many words are used to indicate prayer. In Matthew chapter 7 verse 7, in Matthew chapter 7 verse 7, there are three words. What are the three words? Ask, seek, and knock. Matthew chapter 7 verse 7, there are three words is a very important, that is the foundations of the prayer. The three words are ask, seek, and knock. In Matthew chapter 9 verse 38, the word diomai, diomai in the Greek means to ask. If you need any urgent things, you ask. In English word that is written ask, but in a Greek word it is written diomai. Diomai means, what is the meaning of diomai? Diomai means if you need any urgent things. When I was child, when I was needed any pen, pencil, or means art, immediately I will push my father. Father, I need this one. I need this one. We know. We pressure our parents. But if you need anything, we have to give pressure to our God. You ask. We have to give importance. This is you ask God. If we ask God, He will provide. In Matthew chapter 26, verse 53, the word pray means to appeal or to call. What is the meaning of appeal? If we are sick or if we need any leave, we give the application to our teacher, our bishop, our who is the head of the institutions. Then, because we are putting the applications. So here, Matthew chapter 26, verse 53, it says, prayer means to appeal, to call. call for mommy, mommy, I need food. Mommy, I am thirsty. Mommy, I am thirsty. I need the milk. So parakaleo means if you are thirsty for God, if you are thirsty, if you need anything, so you have to exercise the parakaleo. You call to God, you appeal to God. God, I need this. I but sometimes we have a doubt. Sometimes we have our question can rise. We are praying month by month, week by week. We are praying, but why the result not coming? Sometimes complain. We are coming to pastor and complain. Pastor, I'm praying every day. I'm praying every day, every night. But look, I am praying for my daughter. My daughter will get a good life partner. When he will get? I'm praying for my son. My son will get a good job. But when he will get? Sometimes we complain. But we have to understand that sometimes God rejected our prayer. Sometimes God rejected our prayer. Sometimes God uh, very in delay will get our result. Numbers chapter 11. In Numbers chapter 11, we can see the unwise prayer of Moses. Moses was selected by God. Moses was selected as a leader to lead the Israelites, but when he was in the trouble, when he was in the problems, when all the Israelites complained to Moses, hey Moses, why you took us? Why you took us? Now we are in the why you took us? When they started to complain to Moses, and what Moses said, what Moses was became upset. Moses became upset, and Moses complained to God. He prayed to God, God, I do not want to lead the people. I do not need this leadership. You take this leadership from my shoulder to you give another. So he prayed and prayed, but God rejected his prayer. That is called unwise prayer. You as a leader, God selected Moses as a leader to lead the Israelites. But when problem came to Moses' life, when the Israelites complained to Moses, why Moses, why you took us? We are now struggling for you only. Then Moses prayed to God, God, I do not need to lead the people. Please, please, I do not want to be leader. But God did not heard his complaint and his prayer. His prayer was rejected. Elijah, we know Elijah is a prophet of God, and he also prayed like Moses. God gave Elijah a great victory over the prophet of Baal. When Jezebel threatened to kill Elijah for putting to death the prophets of Baal, Elijah was afraid of Jezebel and ran away. And he prayed foolishly that he might die. And he prayed, I have had enough, Lord, and take my life. I am no better than my ancestor. So Elijah was selected by God. The same way also he prayed to God when he was in the problem, when he was threatened by the others, when he's threatened by his enemies, and he also, I do not need to, I do not, please take the leadership from And God is better for me to die than the live. His prayer also rejected. And Exodus chapter 33, verse 18, Moses asked to God to show his glory. But God answered, you cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live. And then but God did not allow. God has a different purpose. God selected Moses for a particular. He he prayed, God allow me to cross over the Jordan and enter the promised land. And he allowed him to enter into the rest, and God himself buried him to Moab, and he raised Joshua. So we have to understand sometimes why God rejected our prayer. Why is sometimes we are praying, but God did not answer us because that we have because God has a special purpose. But prayer Joseph, Joseph was rejected, cheated by his own brothers. When he was only 17 years old, he was sold out. And he started 10 years as a slave, 3 years in the prison. Years after that, God made him the prime minister of there. But there are lots of examples in the Bible. Sometimes God, God give miracles. God perform the miracles in very late. If we, sorry, if you see the life of Job, Job lost everything. He lost his property. He lost his children. He lost his position. And after that, he had a problem for skin problems. At last, his wife came and she told to Job, we lost everything. We lost our children, we lost our animals, we lost our property, we lost our positions. But still now you are kneel down and praying to the same God. Leave it and die. Leave it and die. But Job did not listen. Job was praying and praying and praying and praying. He never listened what his wife said, what others said. He was praying and praying. At last, God returned everything. My dear friends, prayer is sharing the needs. Prayer is the sharing the burdens. Prayer is sharing the hunger of our hearts before God. Our Heavenly Father does not want anything from us, but He needs only one thing, prayer. Prayer is the key of our Christian life. Prayer is the way getting the opportunities from God. May God bless you through the success.